The population is aging. We're getting older and older, and we're living longer and longer. We need some medications. We need some pharmaceuticals. We need some healthcare. I do like the healthcare space. Merck and Company, I've looked at them just briefly, brushed over them from time to time, but I started to take a closer look when I was doing, just a simple simple stock screener over on the Seeking Alpha. Go down here to stock screener, click through that, and I was just, I let them do most of the work. Come down here to top healthcare stocks, click through, and there's 1,157 companies represented on this list. So I was like, I like dividends. There's dividend yield. Hey, nothing, still nothing. Where are all the dividend paying healthcare stocks? Can you tell me? So you just keep scrolling down, and hey, lo and behold, the first one is Merck and Company, and they're all in the green on their ratings. All of these ratings would be a buy. Let's click through Merck and Company directly. You see the the Seeking Alpha analysts have them at a buy 3.50. Wall Street has them at a buy at 4.14. And beep, boop, boop, the quantitative nerd herd, the propeller heads, they have them at 477. A lot of times the propeller heads get it right. So we look at them over 1 year, they're up 25%. Year to date, they're only up 0. They're like basically flat, like a pancake, aka my wife's keister. Hey, edit that immediately, Bart. I don't edit any of these. I should. Over the last month, they're down 6%. So I was looking at them, taking a look at their dividends, reading through some of the articles that the analysts have over here on Seeking Alpha. If you don't have a Seeking Alpha account, you definitely should get it. In fact, what I'll do is I think I have a link where you can sign up and get some sort of discount. I'll try to dig that out, dust that off, maybe put it in the video if I remember. But looking at the Merck, the reason that they're very attractive to me today, right here on Friday, June 9th at 20 and the 23 at 2:36 p.m., 24 minutes before the ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding, before the bell tolls, is because they have an ex-dividend date coming up. And I just am more and more infatuated by dividends. It reminds me of the feelings I had back in the early real estate days thinking about rentals. I'm going to own a bunch of rentals and I'm going to have people pay me money. And so that's what I did. So now I'm thinking I'm going to own a bunch of dividend paying companies and I'm going to have them pay me money. So that's what I'm working on. And next week we've got an ex-dividend date of June 14th, which means, we would need to be going into that day owners of this company in order to qualify for this 73 cents per share quarterly dividend, which will be paid out in July, on July 10th. So I thought, let's take a look. So it's at a 2.65% dividend yield. That's pretty decent. It's nothing great, but it's pretty decent. And for a dividend growth company, which they get a 5-year growth rate of 9.41%. And what I like to see, just as a rough basis, as a measurement of looking at different dividend stocks, is if I can look at dividend yield plus 5-year growth rate and it's at 10 plus, then at least that's a qualifier. Then you begin to look at, oh, well, they got 12 consecutive years of dividend growth. They got a very low payout ratio of 41.54. What do our other friends say? Like over on Yahoo, they say it's fairly valued, and a lot of times they don't know what they're talking about over there on the Yah and the Who. But if we look over here at the bar chart, and now at bar chart, they're really pretty tough when it comes to stock screeners, stock evaluations, and they show Merck and Company as a buy. So we like that. And then I go over to the dividend tracker, put them into the old search, and their dividend grade is 75, which is really good. And I like to have really good scores as far as the dividend companies that I want to own, because I want to build a portfolio of companies, really good companies that pay dividends that I can own forever, and they trade weekly options, so I could then bolster that dividend income with some covered call premiums. So a 75, what I like to see is about 70 plus, so that qualifies there. Looking over at the alpha spread, they have them at 5% undervalued, stating that they should probably be around 117. So that's not a huge undervaluation, but it's something. And then we start looking through the numbers, and you see their net income of 13 billion, nothing to nothing to sneeze at. Free cash flow, which is extremely important for paying those dividends, they're at 11.3 billion dollar bills. Their balance sheet is strong. They've got a net margins that are really good. Free cash flow net margin of 19%, return on capital, return on equity. They got really good numbers across the board. So I thought, maybe just maybe I'll grab me up some Merck and start collecting that dividend along with selling those covered calls. So let's just see what we'd have to pay. Oh, there it is right there. We got the Merc up on the board. Yes, it's at 111.12. So I wouldn't call that a bargain by any means, but I was listening to a podcast earlier today when I was rushing over to Meijer to pick up a box of donuts. That sounds healthy. It's picking up a box of donuts for kid 3 and his buddy Harper, who stayed the night. Yesterday they had a couple of lady friends over, and they were swimming, and they had a bonfire, and we had like a beautiful array of sandwiches for them, and cookies and chips, and they were jumping on the trampoline and goofing around. I saw them showing off to the ladies. They cranked we have one of those adjustable basketball hoops, so we've got a basketball court or a half court in the backyard, 30 by 40 concrete, really nice, like Gorilla, I think is the brand, basketball hoop, and it's adjustable, so you can turn this crank on the back and bring it down all the way to, like, I don't know, 7.5 feet. And I saw the boys cranking that thing down, and then they're trying to be cool and do dunks. And you know what, sometimes white boys can't jump. As I'm telling you, and I'm 52 years old, and I'm not on in the peak of my shape right now, because I've been really living La Vida Loca, and I got to get back in the saddle. But I could have, I'm telling you this is the truth. What are you talking about? This has nothing to do with Merck and Company. I could have went out there and put on a dunk show that would have blown all their minds away. In fact, kid 3 still tells everybody the story of one time he was about 5. Him and his buddies were across the street we were at a little party, and it was a summer party. So it was like the garage doors open, and we're out there. We were watching something on the TV. In Indiana, we like to put TVs in our garage. I don't have one, but a lot of my friends do. And the kids were all across the street playing, and I think it was like a 9-foot rim. But when you're 5, you don't know the difference between 9 foot and 10 foot. So I went over there. I said, "Give me the ball." And it was like one of those little basketballs that I could palm. And I did a 360 dunk, like half in the bag, with sandals on. And my son still talks about it this day, because I really think somehow he believes it was on a 10-foot rim. And I'm not going to in any way dispel that incredible story and feeling that he has. But back to reality, back to life, back to Merck, currently at 111.23. Those are a lot of my favorite numbers. In fact, if it was like 111.24, I'd be happy with that too. 24 is my favorite number because it was worn by Ricky Henderson. That's correct. And my friend Willie Mays. Who else? Well, Ken Griffey Jr. So 3 of my favorite players of all time all happen to wear the same number. And I think it was all because Willie Mays. So let's get, you're out of control. It is Friday. Having a good time. I'm thinking about, I'm going to go watch some Cubs downstairs, a little South Park. I might go on a walk, and then I'll check on Lady Godiva, see if she needs a ride home. Then I'll check with my sister-in-law, who is a teacher and real straight-laced. I mean, she's straight laced as far as teachers or as a human is concerned, but not as a teacher is concerned. Check with her to say, Sparkle said she's okay to drive. I just wanted to make sure you confirm that. And she's usually really good at that. She will tell me, like, if she thinks for 1 second there's any risk, and I will be right over there with kid 3, and then he can drive her car with her home. Anyway, that's enough about me. Let's talk about shares of Merck. Oh boy, you really ready to do this? $44,000 worth? 400 just seemed like a right number at the right time. So let's see if we can't get in on the Merck for $44,468 bills. What do you think? Ooh, it's going down as we speak. 111.16. Let's just buy it and see what happens. All right, so we got 400 shares of Merck and Company. We paid an average of 111.16. Good to consider, because we're now going to turn around and we're going to sell 4 covered calls on the Merck, but we still want to make sure we're locked in. We are locked in on our dividend that we'll want to collect in July, early July. So we just paid the 111. Hey, it went down again. That's okay. We're kind of going to roll the dice and take our chances at 112. I know that's crazy talk, but let's just do that. Let's put 4 of those in. Try to collect what? Can we get 70 cents? Can we get $280 to sell those covered calls just above what we paid? Locking in the dollar bills on the premium, and then also setting ourselves up for the dividend. We may need to adjust that because it is 2:45 p.m. We got 15 minutes left in the trading day, and I don't think I'm done yet. Oh, you are out of control today, Bart. Yeah, a little bit. Hey, now the bid and ask has gone to 66/70. Yeah, that's because you overpaid for Merck. It's down to 111.08. You dirty dog. What did you tell me? So let's replace that order because I do want to fill it and move on with my life. I do. 276. Is that possible? Now it's showing again. It's like, it's kind of messing with my mind, messing with my emotions. You know, messing with my money is like messing with my emotions, Smokey. So let's take a look at 68. Well, let's go 67. Why does it say medium? 66. I just want to get it filled, move on, because I'm thinking about making a move on Starbucks. There's our 4. All right, so there's $264, and we've got our Merck shares, even though we overpaid for them, according to what they're selling at right now. That's all right, because it's cash flow is king. The investment's made. I'd like to keep Merck for, I don't know, 100 years now at this point, based on the type of company that they are and my feelings towards collecting dividends and premiums. So I will let you go here, but next what I want to look at is probably a put credit spread on the Starbucks. So I will be right back with you because we only got 13 minutes left in the trading day.